And, we all have different experiences. We all have different results. And I think that just in the spirit of sharing, like we do with ketones, we would use this sort of platform for now, since we can't really get together, to share those experiences, educate one another, and then just really be there for support so that here in the new year, we can just continue to make a solid run at growing our businesses. And so, Maddie and Brendan, I'm going to throw it over to you guys to sort of kick us off here.
Sure. So we thought that it might be nice. We've all met one another through messenger threads, sometimes super quickly and sometimes a little bit more involved, but just to kind of kickstart this call together, since you probably recognize some of the names and some of the faces, we would just go around and introduce ourselves. So if we could keep this brief, because we do want to cover some important things tonight, let's just say our name, how long we've been drinking ketones, and what one goal is that we have for 2021, whether it's a personal goal or a business goal. So Brendan, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm Brendan. Been drinking ketones for 7 months, and I would say for Maddie and I, our goal for 2021 would be to qualify for the Prove It car bonus.
And I have a personal goal for myself this week to go live once, because I've been inspired by so many of you. Carrie, who did it today, I was like, holy moly, I'm so scared to do it, but I'm going to do it by the end of this week. So I'm throwing it out there.
Awesome.
All right.
So we'll go in the order that we can see people on our screen. So Todd and Julie, do you guys want to jump in?
Sure, Julie.
Sure. Yep. Julie Elliott. I've been drinking since August 1st. So what is that, about 5 months? Wow. For goals. We just started talking this week, but I think that we'd like to try to plan like a family vacation. We have 4 kids, so there's 6 of us all together. So we're kind of pumped up to kind of get the business rolling and jacked up, and just see, like, in a year's time, what kind of a vacation fund we can build up.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Good.
Cool. My name is Todd. I also 5 months have been drinking ketones. A business goal is to get our son Carter involved, and have him help us out with not only social media, but also some of the response times and things that we need to do to make sure that we're driving excellence with this business.
Awesome. Barb.
I am Barb Splickaber. I've been drinking ketones since August, so I'm looking forward to my 6th reboot right now. A goal, probably just to enjoy retirement and keep dabbling in what I'm doing, and try to get my husband maybe 100% on board.
Come on, Todd.
That's
Hey,
it.
Emily, what's up?
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how to unmute myself. I'm Emmy, and I've been drinking ketones since September 3rd, I think. So like 4 months. One of my goals is to get some of my friends into it who they seem interested, but then when it comes down to the pricing and stuff, they're a little hesitant. So definitely encourage them more, and teach them about the different ways you can get the free monthly ketones and just other options like that.
Great. Cheryl, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Cheryl. I've been drinking ketones for about 3 months. Melissa got me into it. I was kind of hesitant at first. I guess for me, my goal would be to kind of increase the business a little bit. I'm going to do my first reboot coming up here, so I'm interested in trying that and learning something new in that regard, so I can share that experience with others.
We all have your back in the reboot. The first one is the most intimidating, but it actually gets fun.
Okay. That's going to be a tough one for me.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I've been drinking ketones for about 5 months now. And I would say my goal would be I'm about halfway to my personal health goal. So I just really want to get back in the groove and get rocking that part of it. So
Hi, Andy. Same thing. I've been drinking about 5 months. Business goal, I think it'd be cool to hit rank 5. And then personal goal, I'd like to run under a 7-minute mile. So somewhere in the 6s.
Awesome. Taylor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor Dubsky. I have been drinking ketones possibly the shortest amount of time of anyone here, about 3 months. I can't remember the exact date, sometime in October, before the 15th, because I did do the reboot in October. I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into, but I really enjoyed it. A personal / business goal, they kind of go together, is business wise to earn some money to help pay for my wedding that is in August of this year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it can happen and doesn't need to be postponed or anything, but we shall wait and see. But some extra cash would absolutely go towards that.
Great. Carrie.
Hi, I want to say thank you guys for inviting me on your Zoom today. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Of course.
I've been drinking ketones for 2 years, which is crazy to think. But my goal is also to hit rank 6, hopefully this year. Not hopefully, I'm going to hit rank 6 this year.
There you go.
And thanks, Maddie, for the little shout out on the Zoom. It was, or on the live, it was probably one of the hardest things I've done. I hate it.
You did a good job.
Well, thanks. I shake and get nervous, and I can talk all day in front of people, but you put me that way, it's a whole new ball game.
I told my mom today, I was like, this lady, Carrie, she just like rocked her socks off of going live. She's so easy to listen to.
Oh, and I was so nervous. It was terrible.
You did a really good job.
Thanks, Maddie.
Chrissy.
Hello, everyone. My name's Chrissy, and I've been drinking ketones since the end of August. I started actually on the first day that I was back to work. I'm a school teacher, and just being a teacher, I just need all the energy I can possibly get. And I was looking for some weight loss or fat loss as well, and was so excited to finally find ketones. Like, I feel like something's finally working for me, not only with energy, but getting my health back in order too. I started working out more, and that would be one of my personal goals, is really to stick with it. I've been doing awesome since Christmas break, and I'm fearing as I go back face to face next Monday that getting myself into the gym is going to be a challenge again. But I'm hoping, since I've been pretty consistent the past 2 weeks going daily, that I stick with that. As far as business goals go, I would like to just get more customers, kind of like Emmy was saying earlier. I feel like you throw that price out there to people and that seems very intimidating. So I'm trying to work on wording, and I'm doing more like voice calls when I leave messages for people to try to personalize things more and make them like feel like I was there. I was in their shoes. I remember having those conversations with Maddie going, there's no way I can afford this. And like realizing that it's not impossible. So.
Awesome. Jess, do you mind sharing?
Hi, I'm Jess. Carrie actually is who got me started on everything. I've been drinking for about 1.5 years now, on and off. I'm kind of flighty a little bit with it, I guess. So my goal actually for this year is to, I want to get some more customers under me, like everyone else is saying. It's kind of hard with like the financial aspect. People just don't understand it. Like, if I can do it, anyone can really do it. It's very achievable and attainable. I have a couple other little personal goals, but nothing really, major. So, hi everyone.
Nice to meet you, Jess.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Gary.
Hey, we've been drinking ketones since September, thanks to Todd and his posting his Facebook stuff there. And I had him come over, him and Julie came over and visited with Lori and I one night. And I actually thought he was eating candy bars when he was showing his Facebook post. Said, what the heck are you doing? Come over and show it to us and tell us. And my wife and I are doing wonderful. And we're down, I'm down probably 45 pounds in 4 months here. So just doing what's working for us. I know we do things a little bit different than other people. We actually are weighing ourselves every single Sunday because I think it keeps us focused and on track. And I hear people saying, don't weigh yourself but once a month. It's working for us, and that's what we're doing. We haven't ever done a reboot yet. Everything's working great, and I just don't want to mess with something that's working good right now. So maybe down the road, that's something we'll be doing, and we're just watching and listening tonight. Then maybe, we got some people signed up underneath us all now to get some help with the ketones, and we maybe can, do this a little bit more in 2021 with a business aspect. So we're just looking into it some more, and pretty much just focused on our own family and health right now. We feel amazing. It's great getting out in the public and people see you. Tonight we went out and for people to see you that haven't seen you in a while and just notice how amazing we are. I mean, I actually was in a size 42 when we started this 4 months ago, and we just bought a size 36. And it feels great and amazing to just to look at yourself in the mirror and see other people talk about you. So thank you, and thanks for having us tonight, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Thanks, Gary. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, Gary.
Erica and Bill, do you guys mind sharing a little bit before we kick things off?
Yeah, of course.
Not at all.
So Bill and Erica, we started drinking ketones in June of 2020, thanks to the persistence and kindness of Maddie and Brendan.
We must admit how we began. We actually split a challenge box. So Maddie, kind of, was reassuring us that perhaps we would each want our own, and were we sure? But the hesitation was there on our part because we didn't think that we wanted to try this, but we were like, well, why do we need this? I don't know, but let's try it because it's Maddie and Brendan and we trust them. And the rest is, of course, history for us. So we got a few days into drinking and we just started realizing things were changing. We were feeling amazing, and it was just real. So we continued the journey from from June until July 3rd is when we popped a Facebook post. And then for us, we just chose, we wanted to promote this because if we felt this good, we wanted to make other people in our life just have the opportunity to also see what it felt. And we had no reservations once we started because it just took off.
And Gary, a lot like you, what started for us was just the opportunity to drink ketones for free. Like I remember calling Brendan, I'm like, okay, I understand. I need 2, she needs 2. We can each run a box. Then we pay for a box, split it. We're going to be all in $50 a month. That's cool. What's the commission again? Like we can make some money if we just pay this little membership fee. And he's like, well, just think of it this way. Like $10 for every challenge box you sell, you earn like $10 in commission. I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to do that. So yeah. And, as far as our goals for 2021, it's interesting. What started off as earning free product to having an amazing health and personal experience drinking ketones just completely shifted a lot of things personally in our life in terms of health and wellness, eating right, exercising, breaking through some plateaus with exercising, turned into what I commonly refer to as a bit of a grass fire. We were not afraid to scream at the top of our lungs, hey, try ketones. Like if you're missing anything in your life, or if you need help in any of these areas, just trust us, try it. And we had a lot of people try it. And I'm going to show you sort of what that has been from our perspective as a case study as we get into the multiplier discussion. But, I think our goals, which we haven't really pinned down exactly what our goals are. I mean, I know that we definitely would like to see as many people on this Zoom call attain your goals. I mean, I think it's fair that everyone on this call, whether it's rank 6 or paying for a wedding or paying for vacation, all of that is hands down attainable. The whole rank 6 thing is definitely something that's talked about in the Prove It community that we started with as one of our goals in 2020. In fact, I remember having a call with Josh Rapkin. It was right around the same time Brendan and Maddie were also, we sort of met the Rapkins right around the same time period. And Josh, he's so calm. If you know who I'm, Josh Rapkin, who I'm talking about, he said, I can kind of see the path that you guys are going already early on in your business. You both are going to hit rank 6, like right around November, December, January timeframe. And I remember looking at Erica and I said, well, here's the deal. I think Josh is probably right, but I think it's going to be closer to a year. The more we've learned about this business opportunity, how the share works, how the programs that are put in place for all of us to really pay attention to, all of that's attainable. Okay. So I think our goal would be to see how many of us can be ranked 6, how many of, all of us a year from now could be sitting on this same call saying, okay, that was cool. What's it going to be for 2022 when we go for rank 7 and 8? And again, I think we don't really have like a rank goal per se. I think we feel like we can double the team volume just based on our organic growth here. And so I think that's a definite attainable goal that we're stretching for. But I think as we sort of lock arms with all of you and help you attain your goals, all those things will happen. So why don't we jump right into it? We wanted to start off tonight's workshop with talking about MVP Multiplier, what it is, why it's important, how the heck you even get to it, and then share just a quick case study on what it looks like over several months as folks hit those benchmarks and what they mean. With that said, the next call, I think we're going to talk a little bit more about the how to do posts, how to really work within your networks, how to grow your network, how to use social media. So we're going to get into a lot of case studies on sort of the methods that we've seen work. And certainly it's a toolbox that is full of tools that have worked and some that haven't, but and certainly would love to hear from all of you too as to what you're seeing works as well. As far as the workshops after that, we're still kind of building out some agendas and some ideas on different topics that we want to make sure we cover. So by all means, please reach out to Erica, myself, Maddie, and Brendan. If you have agendas or topics that you would like us to spend 20 minutes to a half hour on, send them our way, because we definitely want to make sure that everyone feels like they're getting the education they need out of these calls. There's no hidden agenda. By all means, if you have questions, let's just stop and make sure that we get answers to those questions. I may not know everything, but I guarantee if I don't know it, Brendan probably does, especially when it comes to the back office stuff. And if neither one of us or Erica or Maddie don't know, one of you may know the answer as well. So by all means, please feel free to chime in. I am recording this session. If you would like a copy of it, I will be uploading it to YouTube, which means I can share a link with anybody, any of you, and you can pass this training along to your team members, your promoters. Keep it in your back pocket for down the road. Because there may be some nuggets in here that are worth sharing in the future. So with that said, how many of you, by show of hands, know what MVP multiplier is?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, okay.
Yeah, I've heard of
So good. So MVP multiplier, okay, is, in my opinion, what all of our goals should be every single month. And I will explain why. But all it is hitting a certain level of volume, hitting a certain number of new customers, and in exchange for hitting those benchmarks, Prove It gives you a $250 cash bonus, okay? And what I always say, and Taylor, that's a nice little carrot to go towards your wedding, right? And Todd and Julie, you know, $250 towards a vacation. So, but it's, you know, it's not like, whoa, we got to get that $250. I think the $250 is just like a nice pat on the back. But what really happens when you hit multiplier is it's a foundation for your business. It's a building block that just keeps on giving month after month. And so I'm going to actually share my screen, and I'm going to go into the back office, and I'm going to show you where you see multiplier, how you can track your progress towards hitting multiplier, what the definition is. And then as we go through that, obviously, if you have any questions, just go ahead and stop me. And then I'm going to log out of the back office, go into an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to kind of show you a case study of how the multiplier can really work for you over several months, okay? So let me just go ahead and share my screen. Which means I may or may not be able to see all of you.
Hey, Bill, while you're pulling this up, just to clarify for anybody who's wondering, even if you missed your Go MVP period when you were first starting off, you can still go for multiplier every single month.
Yep, that's thanks for saying that, Brendan. My computer, of course, my keyboard stopped working right at the very moment that I needed to. There you go. Does anybody know anybody in technology? Okay.
Bill.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Brendan made a really good point. For those of you that are just starting as promoters or are still in your first month, MVP multiplier is for your second month plus. When you're in your first month, it's really critical, in my opinion, to pay attention to the Go Pro and the Go MVP marks. Okay, I'm not going to go into too many details about that, but the Go Pro is really just $1,000 worth of BV in your first 2 weeks. And then Go MVP is $2,000 in your first 30 days. You have two opportunities to get the Go Pro bonus, which is $250. And then the Go MVP, which is a $500 bonus in your first month. If you don't hit it, it's okay. In month 2, the MVP multiplier comes into effect and you start over. Again, if you are new, I think it would be best to reach out to the person that you signed up under, myself or Brendan, Erica, Maddie, pretty much anybody who's been around for a couple months can explain exactly how that works. There's some tricks to hitting go when it comes to Go Pro and Go MVP.
I might want to
but
mention
again,
that real quick. Yeah.
So just real quick, when you become a promoter, I guess, so I'll speak right to you, Gary. When you become a promoter, you don't start the timeline for those bonuses until you enter in your first new customer after you signed up to be a promoter. Or 14 days elapses and you don't do anything, the system will just hit go for you. Or thirdly, if you log into the back office and you go to one of the tabs, I think it's the rewards tab, and you just hit go yourself. So those are the 3 ways. And then once that timer starts, you've got 14 days to hit the GoPro benchmark for that $250 cash bonus. And then if you hit GoPro, that's great. But if you don't, you're still okay. You still have that first 30-day window to hit the second bonus, which is $500. I know that Maddie and Brendan hit both. Erica and I hit both. Alicia and Andy hit both. It's a really good way to start your business. But the thing that I like about Prove It's reward system is if you don't hit those, it's okay. You just reset in the next month and you just go for MVP multiplier. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So if you are in your back office, you go to the rewards tab. I'll be honest, when on a daily basis, when we're sort of monitoring our business and what's going on, we spend some time on the rewards tab. We spend most of our time in the manage community tab. I'll show you both places where the MVP multiplier data is, just so that you have both reference points. MVP multiplier is a monthly goal, but it's considered a weekly bonus. The reason why it's considered a weekly bonus is soon as you hit multiplier in any given month, it is paid the following Friday. So you don't have to wait till the end of the month to get paid that $250 bonus. You actually get paid on it as soon as you hit it, essentially. So there have been a couple months early on in our business where we actually hit MVP multiplier on the 4th or 5th day of the month. We then got paid on that bonus the following Friday. So you don't have to wait to the end of the month. So even though it's a monthly goal, you might be looking for it under the monthly bonus tab. The information on MVP multiplier is actually on the rewards tab in the weekly bonus dropdown. Okay. And this is where you will see the information on the GoPro bonus, which we talked about earlier. You're only eligible for that in your first month. And same with the Go MVP bonus. That's within your first 30 days. MVP multiplier resets the first of the month. So January 1st, every single one of us had our multiplier bonus change from yes, if you hit it last month, put back to no. So we all start over. Okay. I do want to talk a little bit, just don't let me forget about the 3-month deal, getting it in 3 consecutive months.
Okay.
So to see what the requirements are, let's review that first. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 requirements. Okay. 50 PQV, personal qualifying volume. Okay. That's $50 in BV, which stands for bonus volume. Okay. So let's talk about the difference between those two first. Bonus volume, by definition, every single Prove It product that is available for sale in the store has an assigned BV. Okay. I know that this is probably pretty elementary and all of you know that, but for example, a $100 challenge box has an associated $50 BV attached to it. A $79 reboot box has a $60 BV value attached to it. Within the 30 days, you and every single person you've personally signed up for have to have at least 50 BV for requirement number 1. Guess what? If you're on SmartShip and you've got a box of ketones in there, that item is checked. Okay. That's the no-brainer. In our month so far, we're on the 6th day of the month. We have 11,296 BV towards that goal. Okay. That's usually checked off on the 1st or 2nd day in your business. Okay. The qualifying period is always established as the month. So obviously this is for the period of January 1st through the 31st. Here's where it gets a little tricky. New personal team volume, 1,600 BV, okay? By definition, you need to have new customer volume in this month up a minimum of 1600 BV. This becomes the hard, probably of all the targets, the hardest target to manage and to get after because it's new customer volume. We are now promoters in month six or seven. We cannot rely on Todd and Julie Elliott, who became customers of ours 4 months ago, right? We can only rely on customers who are new customers by definition. By definition, you are considered a new customer for the first 30 days after you make your first purchase. That's an important concept to understand because today on January 6th, if we have a customer that became a new customer on December 5th of last year, I'm sorry, December 7th of last year, they're still considered a new customer. And so therefore, if they need ketones, I probably should get on the phone with them and make sure they purchase that box of ketones by tonight so that they can count towards this goal. Don't wait till tomorrow or the day after, because then after 30 days, they're no longer considered a new customer.
And in actuality, hit them up 3 days ago. So when you know you're within that 4 to 5 days, because that gives them that little bit of time and it's a good relationship builder and that sort of thing. But of course, it would feel weird if they felt the pressure that you felt like they needed to get an order in today and you hit them out of the blue. So you guys understand that.
So I'm just going to just show you, just because it's the beginning of the month. These 3 customers right here are December customers. They became customers in December, but we got in touch with them to make their next box purchase before their 30 days were up, so that it counts in this month's, towards this month's goal. This one right here, Martha's a new customer. So she's legitimately a brand new customer. So again.
Wait, Bill, what did you click on? What did you click on to see those people?
Yeah, sorry, Chrissy, I did that a little fast. To the right on every roll, there's a drop-down box that'll expand and show you the data that makes up what you've already accomplished. So I just hit this arrow to drop that down.
Hey, Bill, if I may, real quick. This is so kind of what Bill was saying about how within their first 30 days, it's still considered new volume. The nice thing about when someone buys a challenge box, if they set up Smart Ship right away, so let's say someone set up Smart Ship on December 7th and it's set to run on January 7th, that January 7th Smart Ship that goes automatically is the last time that they'll count as new volume, but it'll count automatically, basically.
That's right. So Smart Ship customers do that. Their first Smart Ship run usually, sometimes it doesn't. It's the whole 31-day deal.
And then a good window of time to reach out to them to get their second box is within 14 days of them ordering their challenge box. Because, and we have to get used to this, you know, when we're first getting started, but when someone orders a challenge box, they have a 14-day automatic 22% off discount in the whole wide Prove It store. So within a week of them ordering their challenge box, it's a perfectly great time to reach out and say, hey, I know you're going to have a 10-day window before your first Smart Ship order ships out. Do you want to grab a second box so that you don't have that limbo without ketones? And then they're not paying for a box at full price. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for bringing that up, Maddie. In fact, Barb had asked me that question today. And it's not something that I think everybody out of the box knows or understands, but you are 100% right. When you purchase that challenge box on Smart Ship, your next box, if purchased within your first 14 days, you are eligible for that additional 22% discount. On day 15, if they go in to buy a box of ketones to kind of bridge that gap of the fact that a challenge box only has 20 packs and there's 30 days in a month, they have to pay full price for that second box that they're going to need. There's a document I'll just switch gears here real quick to just show you, and then you're all welcome to it. If you're not in the Better Bunch, just send me a message and I'll get you this file. We put together this document that explains graphically exactly how that works, which may be helpful for you and or your customer. We try to send this to new customers as just sort of a public service announcement that says, hey, and just looking at our example here, you ordered your challenge box on the 1st of the month, you're rocking and rolling. And that's when you ordered it. That's not when you received it, right? You ordered it. You may not get it until, let's say, like 5 days later on the 6th. You're trucking along. Well, by day 14, you got to start thinking about that second box of ketones to get you through the month, because within the first 14 days, you do get that you are eligible to just log into the store, buy another box of ketones. At this point, you probably have a flavor that you're liking in the challenge box. So let's just say you're loving Heart Tart. Have your customer log in, go to the store, grab a box of Heart Tart. They'll get it at that $101.40 price. If they wait till day 15, they're going to pay $130 for that box. Some people, they don't care. It's like whatever. They just want their box of ketones. They'll pay it. And then their Smart Ship won't run until 8/1. They'll get that box at $101.40. But the majority of the people that we've had contact with and have enrolled, we socialize this concept. Hey, assuming that you're loving your ketones, just make sure you realize you got to jump into your second box and try to do it within the first 14 days so you get that discount. To Maddie's point, a lot of people, at least in the latter part of this year, were doing the 3-box system where that wasn't an issue, right? Because they had enough ketones to get them through almost 2 months. They didn't have to concern themselves with getting that discounted box. So this document that we put together is available to all of you if you want it.
And you can feel free to tag your customers in that document as well.
So then going back to here, any questions about that $1,600 in BB and how you attain that? Okay. The other requirement is 4 new customers at a minimum. Pretty self-explanatory. You have to have 4 people to sign up using your refer code or using one of your customers' refer codes. Okay. So let me just use Marta as an example. Martha's husband is probably going to be buying his box of ketones this week. And we are going to sign him up under Marta using Marta's refer code so that she now has 1 person signed up under her towards her free box, right? So that she just needs 1 more. When Marta's husband signs up under Marta, Marta's not a promoter. She's a customer who's on our team. He counts as a new customer towards that goal. So I just want you all to be aware of that, because if you're like freaking out, like, no, Marta's husband, sign up on your own, I need a new customer. Don't think that way. It counts so long as Marta's not a promoter, okay? So that's how that works. Team volume. Okay, team volume. Once you have a team of several customers and or promoters, this goal, generally speaking, is not that difficult. But when you're in your first and second month, this really isn't a team volume because it's just you, right? So technically, that's not new volume. It's just total volume. So, your customers from 32 plus days ago, whatever they buy counts towards the volume towards this goal. So the target is 1,600 in new volume, but you do also have to pay attention to the fact that you need $2,000 of total volume to hit the multiplier bonus. Again, early on, that can be a number that you have to kind of keep track of. But once you really get rocking with this, that the team volume number just happens pretty quick. It's the new personal team volume that you really have to march towards. When you break it down, 1600 BV is about 32 challenge boxes, right?
Yep.
50 BV. But it's not 32 new customers, right? Because most customers are going to buy at least 2 boxes in their first month. But it is sort of the target when you're sort of setting your marketing strategy each month. You're targeting 32 boxes, and then you're just ticking them off day after day after day. I mean, you can maybe see our whiteboard a little bit in the background here. Probably in our second and third month, that whiteboard was boxes. Like we would literally keep track of how many more boxes we had to go to hit whatever goal we were running. Now we have to keep track of people's names and things like that. So we use the whiteboard a little bit differently, but that's just one way to look at it. I want to touch on the 3 months in a row. So this is where it gets pretty cool. If you hit multiplier January, February, and March. In March, when you hit it, you're going to get that $250 bonus. And then on top of that, you're going to get a $750 bonus because you hit it 3 months in a row. That's fun to get.
Really?
That's fun to get.
That sounds like fun to get.
Yeah, because now instead of getting 250 in your third month, you're getting $1,000. That's a lot of fun. So this is go time for the Schultzes, right? Like we got 2 months in a row, so this is month 3. So we're gonna hang up. Bye. We got work to do. So any questions about the requirements?
Does the 3 months in a row then reset?
Every 3 months.
Okay.
And this is why, and I'm going to jump next to the spreadsheet. This is why I think there's a lot of different philosophies on how you can grow your business. There really is a million different ways you can look at it. At the very basic level, hitting multiplier month after month, in my opinion, at least at this stage of all of where we're at in our business, this is the goal. I mentioned Josh Rapkin earlier. I was on a call with him the other night, and we were talking about multiplier in the month of December, and he said, "Hey, did you hit it yet?" And I said, "Yeah, oh yeah, we hit it." He goes, "You know what? We've never missed a month." I said, "Really?" And he said, "No." He said, 19 straight months we've hit multiplier. And I think that what that tells me is they just came up with the multiplier concept 19 months ago. Is why he said he never missed it. But he even said to me, he said, "Yeah," he said, it's important. And so I trust that and I believe that. So let me just show you here just a real quick case study.
Can I ask a question before you do that?
Absolutely.
So looking at your the team volume, you said, for example, if you have a customer who then gets a customer that orders, that counts towards that team volume. Does that also count towards I can't see it anymore now, but the one that's right above that?
If they're a new customer, yes.
Okay, so like if I have a customer who has a customer, they will count towards that 2,000 team volume, but they will also count as one of the 4 new unique personally enrolled customers?
Yes.
Yes.
Not if it's a customer of a customer. That isn't a new customer. That doesn't count towards the 4 new customer requirements, but that would count towards the new EV, the 1,600.
Okay. So the 4 new customers is strictly just customers under me.
But you're using her customer, using, no, I think it is. Are you sure?
What?
I was until you were questioning it.
I actually think I know for sure the volume. I think it actually counts towards your new customer.
I think it counts towards your new
For a
customers.
second.
I think it counts towards your new customers.
Yeah, and the reason why it does is
Can you hear us or not?
yeah. We can hear you, Alicia.
So, okay, so 2 of our new customers, we have 2 so far. One of them is directly under us, and the other one is directly underneath someone underneath us.
And they show up as they show up as your 4?
2 of the 4 so far, yes.
Yeah. So that
Okay.
so the answer, I'm pretty sure about that as well. Last month we had 19 new customers. A lot of them were people that used other people's referrer codes.
Okay, so then the new personal team volume is that also customers of customers, or that's only my immediate customers?
No, the former. So so that your customer who used their referrer code to sign up a customer and they bought a challenge box, that 50 BV counts towards it counts towards this new personal volume.
Okay.
As long as your customer, this only happened to us once, as long as that person doesn't become a promoter, then all those customers fall up under them.
So the way that I think about it myself is that, this is the customer referral benefit, at its best. And we are teaching our customers to use their customer referral code to get their friends and family drinking ketones. It still flows up to you because you're the promoter, but they're just using their benefits. So that's kind of the fun part about it, because I remember chugging along a couple months in and I remember saying, oh my gosh, like I have to think of 4 of my friends and family and my people every single month. But you have to kind of remember it's already trickling down to people that you don't even know who are going to become customers, because your friends and family are talking to their friends and family and they become your customers. So it did really help calm me down in terms of that number is so small, 4, but yet it's really daunting to keep going through your Facebook friends and your circle of friends and just your people to think, well, now who's the next 4 from just my pool of people? And so it's really rewarding to think that the customers that you have, your friends and family, are now having an amazing experience. We had a great text thread with Todd and Julie earlier that he's got a buddy of his that's doing just that. And so should anybody be piqued from this person, Todd can't predict that or who that person is. Todd might not even know who those people are, but yes, they count.
They count. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the beautiful piece, if I'm explaining that correctly, but I think
mm-hmm.
You guys get that.
Before I jump, any other questions? Before I jump to the spreadsheet, let me just show you another place to not only manage your path towards attaining MVP multiplier, but also the promoters on your team. So again, you may already know this, but just in case you don't, if you go to manage community, and I'm just gonna move this over here, and then go to insights. And then within insights, this is most people use this on a daily basis just to kind of see who's ordering what and to make sure that orders that went through show up. But if you grab, instead of the default of the order history, there's a lot of really good information here. So play around with this if you haven't already, but go down to MVP multiplier on any given day of the month. This report will show you sort of where you and your promoters are at. Like my sister, is Sarah on? I don't know. She might be.
Yep.
There she is. Hey, Sarah. when my sister was going for MVP in her first month, I actually would help her by just kind of going to the Go MVP tab, and I can manage her and see exactly where she was at so that I can have meaningful conversations with her on, well, you know, because sometimes when you're going for MVP, there's some strategies of, well, okay, I'm going to get a $500 cash bonus if I hit it. Do I just spend $250 and, you know, sort of buy the goal? I probably shouldn't record that, but anyways, if you have any questions about some strategies there, let me know. But so if you go to the MVP multiplier, you can choose. I can go back and I can look at all the way back to July when we became promoters and kind of see where everyone was at. Look at these rock stars up here. Todd and Julie Elliott, 26 days left to hit it. They already have 5 new customers. They've already hit the $50 PQV. Good job. You're at 4,752. You really nailed that one out of the park. The new personal TV, so this is the $1,600 number. They're already 562 towards that goal. Okay.
On the 6th.
On the 6th of the month. And then that $2,000 number, they're already $860 towards that goal.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can run this, you can just come in here and take a look, and then this is kind of cool. This is, as of today, this is, the way I look at this is like, you know, you ever watch like a basketball game on ESPN where it's kind of tries to predict the winner? It says, ooh, 80% chance they're going to win. And then all of a sudden the next team scores a bunch, ooh, and it kind of goes down. This attention index kind of tells you like, what's the percentage chance they're actually going to hit it? 69% chance, Elliot, you're going to hit it. I'm betting it's higher.
I was gunning for 70.
I was going for 70. So anyways, that's where you can see that. So let's just jump in real quick to this, just to show you real data, how we have treated Multiplier and how it's sort of really built the foundation for our business. And I really believe that. In our first month, which was July 3rd, is when was it July 3rd or 6th?
July 3rd.
July 3rd, our first customer, which was Erica's mom and her boyfriend, Bruce, Shirley and Bruce were our first 2 customers, went in the system on July 6th. So on July 6th, we hit go. In our first 30 days, we hit MVP. We added 38 brand new customers, okay? In our second month, the month of August, which would have been our first MVP month, we added 31 new customers. Okay. Actually, do I have this? No, I deleted it. I'm sorry. We hit Multiplier, I think, within the first 10 days in August. 31. Lisa Hoger, who's on our team, this was her first month. This was the month that she went for Go MVP. She hit it easily. She also added 31 new customers. Alicia and Andy Bradley, this was their first month. Crushed it, MVP, lickety split, 22 new customers. And then our friend Chris Blabach, who's not on the call tonight, had an amazing first month, 21 new customers, and hit MVP. Fast forward to December, you know, again, 32 challenge boxes is equivalent to about 1,600 BV, which translates roughly to about 30 new customers. We average and target about 20 new customers every month. In September, it was 23 new customers. Chris Blabach actually had a really good month with just a handful of customers, still hit it with 8 new customers. And Lisa Hoger hit it with 5 new customers. Both of these 2 are ranked 3s consistently. Alicia and Andy, who've been crushing it. And part of the reason why I want to show this is because I keep telling Alicia and Andy, I'm like, okay, just understand, when I look at this data, you're doing exactly what we're doing. You're going to hit rank 6 faster than you know it. And Andy says, oh, rank 5, rank 5. Well, okay, have fun with rank 5 in a month or two, but your real path is rank 6. Okay. So then in October, but now let me just show you another thing here. You notice how each month the data starts to grow?
Mm-hmm.
That's organic. When you're adding 38 new customers, 31 new customers, and then those customers are trying to earn their free box, and then they're having an experience, and then they're asking you questions, well, how do I earn my $10 per box? Next thing you know, you're building a team. Next thing you know, you've got promoters. You know, you go from July, our first month, there was 3 of us. One of them did it by accident. Laura's like, shoot, I think I signed up to be a promoter. We're like, Laura, you're actually going to crush this. Just stick with it. And so, but anyways, then the next month, boom, 14. Then the month after that, 34. And then after that, 48. Again, my point is, it has nothing to do necessarily about how we're doing it. It's what we're doing. We're going for multiplier. We're growing this column, new customers. So in October, Prove It had this this promo. I forget what they called it. Maddie and Brendan, do you remember what we all did? It was that
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
What did they call it? It was like $1,000. You got a drawer full of ketones. But when you did it, remember we just all got a ton of BV when we did it. We got like 500 Prove It, but it was crazy. It was a little bit easier month to hit multiplier because of that. We only added 14 new customers that month. And then yep. And then November, we only added 12, slacked again. Alicia and Andy, 14, Alicia and Andy, 20. Chris Blabach, this was his 3rd consecutive month. This was his $750 month. This was putting his kids through gymnastics month, like just paid the tuition. It was awesome. This was Lisa Hoger's 3rd month in a row. Also nailed it. So you get the idea. So this is why we wanted to start with multiplier. This is just a summary of, again, we've only been doing this for whatever, 6 months. This is our 7th month. Averaging about 22, 23 new customers every month. In our first month, I would tell people your goal should be rank 3. I wouldn't concern yourself so much with rank, because rank just happens, I think, when you go for multiplier. But I did kind of pay attention, like we went from 3 to 5, and then in our 3rd month hit 6. But look at the number of promoters. I mean, went from 3 to 13 to 33 to 48 to 52 to 56. That's when you're really locking arms with some people that, you know, in our case, we have Alicia and Andy, right? I mean, we've got Todd and Julie. We've got Barb, who, you know, she says she's doing it as a hobby in retirement. She's very consistent about adding family and friends. She's very consistent about sharing ketones that we know those people, you know, may or may not order under her, or they may, you know, they're coming around. She's an amazing coach with us on the reboots, which is the community aspect, and what she brings to the table is outstanding. But we've just surrounded ourselves with people like all of you on this call that are just capable of doing amazing things and sharing with their hearts and growing this. And that's, in my opinion, how it grows organically. If you focus on column B, adding new customers, and having those customers add new customers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I will say, are we off mute?
Yep.
If you are on this call right now and you're a little like, ooh, that's a lot of numbers, or,
Yeah.
like, yikes, that's more than I thought it was to break down. It's okay, because I'm one of those people, right? So that's what makes all of us work together. So you can always call Brendan and Bill and Erica, anybody on this call, if this isn't, your jam per se, but doing what you're all doing and being consistent and putting yourselves out there and sharing how you're feeling is what makes you get all of those customers. And so I just wanted to plug that out. If you have questions after this call, you can certainly ask one of us, but if that's not, what makes you tick, it's certainly okay, because there are people who it does make them tick. So that's the benefit of the team.
Well, and thanks for saying that, Maddie, because sometimes I think too, I maybe focus a little bit too much on the back office and spreadsheets. And I'm so thankful because Erica's like, Freebie Friday's coming up, we got to do a post. And I'm like, yeah, we really do. And I think, maybe the next workshop, we'll talk a little bit more about exactly what Maddie just said, is the consistency, the posts, the doing the Freebie Fridays, the piquing curiosity, the living the lifestyle, how you really utilize social media, for example, to grow your business. It is amazing to me, and then I'll shut up. It is amazing to me how you do a post and nothing happens. And you may get discouraged. You'd be like, oh, I'm just not good at this. But what you don't realize is that there's about 5 to 10% people that are like, whoa, like what are they doing? And they don't give you a thumbs up. They don't give you a comment. They don't direct message you. But if you stay consistent, they'll watch, and then they'll scratch their head, and then eventually they'll work up the courage and say, hey, what are you doing? And they'll come out of nowhere. But if you stop after only doing 1 or 2 posts and get discouraged, they're going to be like, see, I kind of figured they weren't up to anything. And then they'll never come around. It's amazing to us, to be frank, 6-7 months into this, we're like, wow, didn't see that person coming at all. And here they've been watching the whole time. So, all right. Any other questions?
Or any questions?
I was just checking the chat, so sorry. It looks like Maddie got you. Awesome.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I know you said not to worry about this or anything, but I'm just curious to look. Is there a document somewhere that shows the ranks and how you would meet each rank?
Yep. So couple different spots. So on the rewards tab, one way to track your rank, because you asked the question about rank, is right on the top. It'll show this drop down will say, oh, okay, if I wanted to know what it would take to be a rank 6, you can see that requires 200 in PQV, 15,000 in TV, and 30,000 what's called group volume. So you can grab any rank and see what the requirements are. The other place is from the back office, go to the home page, and then go to the Access the Prove It Resource Center. And there's a lot of good tools here, but if you go to the rewards tab and then grab the USD one, this document right here tells you all of the information about the bonuses, the ranks, the commissions. I'll be honest with you, Todd and I actually had a conversation a little bit today about how the different bonuses work and things like that. Brendan's pretty good at explaining how all that works. But the documentation is here. This part I understand, the retail bonus. This is where you earn your $10, but there's other bonuses that you also get. But anyways, in here is where it talks about the ranks and stuff like that.
Okay. We can't see your screen. but it's okay.
That's hilarious.
Just respond really quick.
Okay.
I just, it's okay. I got a
Realistic
case
though,
of my
right?
own medicine because I'll teach a whole lesson and my kids won't tell me they couldn't see my screen. So
Guys,
it's fine.
Honest, yeah.
Would you like me to show you real
Just
quick?
pop it up real quick so they can see where to go.
Yeah, I'll just show you real quick.
Sure.
That's funny.
I'm like,
It was like talk amongst yourselves. We'll be right back.
You explained it really well though, Bill.
thank you.
I could kind of follow you for a while, but then I was like, oh, I don't know where that tab is.
Yeah.
You lost me. Okay, so on the rewards tab, right here,
Okay.
you can grab any rank.
Mhm.
And so for example, if you want to hit rank 6, you know that you have to hit 200 PQV, 15,000 in team volume, and then 30,000 in group volume. To be honest with you, if you ever want to know where you're at on your current rank, so like right now, I guess our current rank is 3. You can just kind of hover over the bar and it'll tell you where you're at towards that goal.
Yeah, it's actually very user friendly. I usually just scroll over the little bars because that's the quickest way. But if you just play around in your back office, if you have questions, ask us. But they kind of set it up almost like a game. Like how far can you get that scroll bar until you're the next one?
Yep. And then the rewards document, if you go to the home icon and then down to the left, access the Prove It Resource Center. This is where all that helpful information is, and the rewards PDF is in the rewards icon, and then you just choose USD. And it's a 38-page PDF. And I think there's 2 typos in there. I'll let you find them, but I definitely found them. That's where all the rank stuff is. What else?
I just have a comment to make, if I may. So I've been spending a lot of time reading all of that stuff, and yes, Bill, you and I have counseled with, you counseled me with what reality is. What I find is important is that we aren't focusing on all of that detail. We're focusing on new customers. So Gary and Lori will, and bringing in new customers to get their free boxes. I'm doing the same thing with other friends, and that you are 100% correct, is starting to take care of itself. I was not understanding. You've shared all of this story with us 2 or 3 times since we came on in August. And every time I say, yeah, that's really important. Yeah. Now I'm getting it. So anybody that's a little bit glazed over and says, oh, what is all of this? What are all the acronyms? What's going on here? I just want to let you know, it does come together if you focus on the important things.
That's right.
And so it's not that all the detail isn't important. It's just that how to get there. And you said the next call, there's going to be some next steps on hows. And yeah, this is just invaluable. This is a great start. Wonderful job tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for saying that. You know, I guess the only thing I could say is that, you know, and this is a credit to Maddie and Brendan and their leadership too, you know, nobody showed us any of this when we started. And so now we have a little bit of introspective thoughts of, hey, if I was new, like this would be helpful to know. There is a reason why I'm recording these, because I know that it's a lot. But I think if you at least walked away with just one concept tonight, you're way further ahead than maybe Maddie and Brendan were when they started, and maybe even Alicia and Andy when they started, because none of us really knew what we didn't know what we didn't know. But now that we know a thing or two to be dangerous, this was kind of our portion in our business where we were just like, time out. Like, if people understand this, then great. Then we can build even more. I think sometimes we use the term locking arms a little bit too freely, but if you really think about it, this whole concept of just saying, hey, look, we've got each other's back. You know, Ryan Schrader will talk a lot about the ACE concept, attract, connect, and enroll. And it is a great methodology, and it is all about locking arms and helping each other out. You know, there's people on this call that are from Melissa's team, right? Like, we lock arms with Melissa as a Champ 6 within our family. This is all about saying, hey, this community is great, the product's great. Let's just help each other out. Let's all drive a champion car. There's no reason. We're not starting our own business, writing a business plan, trying to figure out how the heck we're gonna make ends meet. We had to make a $234 investment for a 3-box system and a $1 promoter fee when we signed up. The financial investment in this business was zero risk. So now the only thing we can do is just take it and run with it. And so I think that's the point too, is you don't have to do it by yourself. You know, we copy and paste what other people do, and we just make it our own. And so I think once we all have that foundation and we understand, oh, okay, I just need to we just have to wrap our head. Hey, look, and I know next week we'll talk about the house. If you only have 500 Facebook friends, find a way to get 600, find a way to get 700, you know, switch to Instagram, like whatever. There's a million different ways, and I'm definitely not the one to speak to it, but you know, make sure that when you're screaming at the top of the hill, the story about ketones, and to have people come along for the ride, that you have a captive audience of some sort, and they'll come.
Mm-hmm.
And Katie is a great example. I mean, she's been doing this for 2 years. Like, that's somebody who really believes in what this can do for you long term. And we hope to bring in, you know, other people to these calls who have been doing it for longer than Carrie too, because we can all learn from people who have been in it for a while.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I know I went way over on time, so I apologize for that, but certainly do appreciate all of you. Looking forward to next week's workshop. But in the meantime, if anything else does come up, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We are more than happy to help. And let's just continue to rock 2021 and do this together.
Thank you, everybody, for coming on tonight.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Awesome. Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
All right, you bet. Good night.